Lindström. Hans-Peter Lindström's output as an electronic music producer over the past 10-plus years is usually encompassed by the words space disco. Though the classification does justice to the size and scope of the music Lindström has made in that time, his expansive instrumental disco suites are only part of a much larger body of work of an artist who operates at the forefront of unconventional and groundbreaking electronic music. While his original output, from his early collaborations with Prince Thomas to his first solo album, 2008's Where You Go I Go To, helped establish the core of his sound, his work ever since then has found him building on those elements, pushing his music further and further into the unknown. In 2009 he paired with Norwegian-Mauritian vocalist Christer Bell for Real Life Is No Cool, what would be a pop album in theory, but in typical Lindström fashion was more of an effusive take on pop, a set of 10 mercurial songs all tethered to one another that established him as a Scandinavian student of Marauder. His next solo outing, 2012's 6 Cups of Rebel, was such a wild carnivalesque excursion that he followed it with a more straight-faced Small Hands later that same year. In 2015 he partnered with Norwegian shoegazer Emil Nikolaisen and American rock powerhouse Todd Rundgren on Rundans, a 39-minute improvisational collision of progressive rock and electronic. His latest album, It's Alright Between Us As It Is, boldly blends his penchants for a strong vocal with the vast, exploratory instrumental suites his solo work is known for. Spire and Tensions recall the opposing hemispheres of his 2012 output, while Grace Hall and Jenny HVAL's respective performances on Shinnin and Bungle Like Hey Ghost push Lindström's material into more soulful and darker territory than HES ever ventured. Speaking to Lindström via Skype from his summer home somewhere outside of Oslo, Norway, he reveals how It's Alright Between Us As It Is was originally planned as a follow-up to his work with Christer Bell, how HES been reconnecting with nature, and the influence of Ingmar Bergman's films on his work. You worked with the 3 vocalists, Frida Sundemo, Grace Hall and Jenny HVAL, for It's Alright Between Us As It Is. What is it about their vocals and what they bring to a song that appeals to you? Well, I already had worked with Grace Hall before for the track Home Tonight that I released a few years ago. I asked her for a contribution to this album and she gave me 2, and both were brilliant. The track on this album is the best of the 2 she sent, in my opinion at least. I don't know, there's something about her soulfulness that I really enjoy. It's a really nice, wide, deep soulful way of singing. I got lots of contributions from a lot of great vocalists, but I was finding it was really hard to fit my music in with their vocals. Or the other way around. With Grace it was really easy. And also with Jenny HVAL. I really love her latest album and I really love how SHES working with music. Her lyrics, her themes, everything about her music making and voice. I really like the kind of avant-garde style she has, which comes out on the track we did together. I sent her an idea of mine, and she sent a lot of vocals back and I more or less used everything because it was all amazing. SHE's really good. I love working with her. With Frida, I got word via my manager 3 years ago a lot of different vocals from different artists. I was going to do a vocal album, lots of different vocalists, and her track, or her contribution, that's more or less the track she sent me. The chords, the melodies and everything. There was something about that track that was really amazing. That is the only track on the album that is not my initial idea. But it fit really nicely with the album and I thought, well, this is too good to not include on the album. Those 3 vocalists that I ended up keeping on the album were the contributions that stood out to me the most.